Welcome back to the YouTube video. In it, we talk about the late Akira Toriyama, who recently passed away, and how he's not only had a huge impact on my life, but millions of people across the globe in this anime called Dragon Ball Z, and so much more. Right, so Akira Toriyama died at the age of 68 due to a form of bleeding in the brain. And this individual not only was a creator of Dragon Ball Z in this anime, but it had a huge impact on my life ever since I was 8. Even now, when I was a little kid way back in Florida, even starting with the early Dragon Ball saga, when Goku was a little kid, all the way to the martial arts tournament, all the way to King Piccolo versus Goku, and literally so much more. And the anime really was a huge impact on my life. Not only did I find it to be incredibly amazing with the whole story plot, with the characters, but it led to me branching out into other areas after finishing off the whole Dragon Ball saga. And for what I consider, it had a really big inspiration, not only on me, but to many individuals around the world, in the sense that we look at shows like Sonic X and how they had the Super Saiyan quota come from Dragon Ball Z, from Goku to Sonic, right into Shadow 2, right? And that was taken as a form of inspiration. Although if you ask me, the whole Sonic Super Saiyan thing, it actually wasn't too bad of a thing. It looked pretty sick if you ask me, right? Though the originality of it came from Akira, in the sense that they had the whole Super Saiyan thing going on for Goku, for Vegeta, and other Saiyans to come. And it was a whole of a big inspiration branching out to other anime, right? Now, a lot of us may see it, Dragon Ball, as the father of all anime, right? From the inspired Naruto, maybe even One Piece, which I have not fully seen, Bleach, which I haven't even seen, and so much more, right? And Dragon Ball was really a foundation. It was actually the first anime that I've watched. Then after that, it was Naruto, right? But it was a big part of my childhood growing up, which, just finding out about the news and how he recently just passed away, in knowing that he had much more pieces of work ahead of him, right? There's Dragon Ball Daima, which I hear was his final piece of work that he had going on for himself, right? And how he passed it on to he passed that work on to individuals that were close to Akira in his life. And GT wasn't my favorite story plot. It really wasn't, especially towards the beginning, even into the middle. But towards the end, it was reminiscent. I did like the ending of the show, but for the 90 to 95% of the show from the beginning all the way to the near end, I was not a fan of it. The Dragon Ball Z, the story plots, how the characters are portrayed in the actual scenes, and how the whole plot really was created. It was a killer anime, and I couldn't ask for anything greater than that in of itself. And we look at this individual, this amazing individual, right? This amazing character who recently died, right? Unprecedented and unexpected, really. It really is a shocking to see such an incredible individual just go. And this is honestly my very first tribute video to him, in the sense that, you know, there are many individuals that I know come and go out of this life, come and go, but an individual like this who has had a huge impact on my life ever since I was so small as I can remember, 8 and 9 years old, leads me to do a tribute video in this form, to just like express it out, get my thoughts out, really just speak on an amazing character as he was. And even though I have not gotten to meet him personally, it would have been the ultimate experience to do so as well. But the whole show, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, the whole anime, it was created far back in the early 90s, way back and then, as far as I can remember. And Dragon Ball is one of those animes that just had a huge impact on my life ever since I started watching, from the early to mid 2000s. And that was the very beginning of my childhood moments, best memories made. And from watching all the characters in the story plot, from Goku, Gohan, Vegeta, and how all of them just rose to the next level, rose to the occasion. They had a ceiling point. They were always able to break it and get to the next level. And ideally, there's one thing that I think Akira wanted us to learn from, the way how he lived his life, the way how he tackled his life, and the way how he lived it from the way how he was always moving forward, right? I think that it's to just live life to the fullest. If we have a goal, if you have desires, if we have wishes that we want to share with the world, we should share it with the world. If we have goals, ambitions, things we want to share towards people to create an impact in their life, it's to share it. Don't be afraid of opening up. Don't be afraid to hide what is close to you that could save somebody else or help somebody improve their life or change their way of thinking. That's what I think Akira would have really wanted us to really and truly do. Because each and every single one of us has goals, ambitions that we want to share with the world, but we don't fully share it. And Dragon Ball was one of those things that none of us, not even me, I never knew Dragon Ball was really a thing or anime was really a thing. What is anime really? And I believe that Akira created that whole stigma of anime, which stemmed back from way in the early 80s and 90s when Dragon Ball was present. And now we call it anime today. And Dragon Ball, in my opinion, happens to be one of the top 2 contending animes of all time before Naruto. And it really had an immense impact on my life and the way that I am today. Ever since I was 8, 9 years old watching Dragon Ball, throwing the Kamehamehas and all of that jazz. And when I was a little kid, it was great times for me when I was young, and I want to reflect on it. Now he's gone, no longer with us. What can we take away from the man who lived his life as great as he did, who created something that none of us truly knew what it is or what it was to be today? And that is, if you got a vision, if you have goals that you want to make a reality, right? It's not to hide it within oneself, but it's to share it with the world, because it could not only help somebody maybe improve their life, but maybe it could help somebody live a better life and have better memories of their life if we were to share our goals, our thoughts with the world. In the same way Akira lived his life so boldly, creating an anime like that, which led to so much impact across the world. And the way how the characters were in the story plot, they all had ceilings. How can we rise above our ceilings? How can we rise to the next level? How can we get to the next level? And truly, I see it in the same sense that we have to look at life as not a video game, but as a way to grow. And we grow by getting through life every day. When life bogs us down, we get back up. When life throws us hard obstacles, we overcome those obstacles and get around it, learn from it, and grow from it. And that's exactly how we should look at life, in that same perspective. And if we can do just that, then our goals, our ambitions, things that matter most to us, our values, that's when we can truly come into alignment and create something out of it to share with the world. And that's what Akira Toriyama most definitely would have wanted for each and every single one of us to do. Don't let life drag you down. Don't let life bog you down. Life is a challenge. Life is a roadblock that you simply have to overcome and keep pushing every single day to get to your destination. All of our destinations are different, but it starts with the groundwork, the level of consistency that is required towards pushing through to get to where you ideally want to be. So many shows across the world were impacted by Akira's work. So many shows across the world were impacted through his work, through his creativity. We look at Sonic X, which was the Super Saiyan thing, was created from that. We look at Dragon Ball Z. We look at Naruto. We look at One Piece. We look at all these other creations, all these other animes that are produced today. I can't even name them all. There's hundreds of them. I can't even name them all. I can only name a select few that I have watched. And I truly believe that Akira himself was the main catapult, that chain that started the whole creation of what we call anime, what anime is today. We call anime for what it is. And I think that we wouldn't have been able to call it just that if it wasn't for Akira, his development, his creation, and what he's done upon the face of this earth through the time that God has given him. Again, thank you for everything, Akira Toriyama. Thank you for being you. Thank you for using your gift to grace each and every single one of us with potentially the greatest anime of all time, Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and so much more. Thank you. Now please rest in peace.